Okay. Oh ja, jetzt rede ich mit dir. Jetzt geh eine rauchen, wenn es recht ist, weil jetzt bin ich nicht mehr erreichbar über nichts.
Okay, it'll do that. But other than that, I think it's probably pretty. Have you got a? Can you get me a Diet Coke or anything? Thank you. I don't mind it. The shot's not going to go down. I won't trip over it. Okay. Hi, Jim Levine. How are you? Hi. I have one other question because I've only done one of these once before. Hi.
Ay, ay, ay.
Did you hear Jose sing Stefalio?
No.
It's a fantastic piece.
I know. They all tell me, but unfortunately, I was busy in my performances.
Chenier. You had Chenier.
Yes, I had Chenier.
Bravo.
We will talk when I see you privately.
Okay. You sound fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Are we beginning now? Because this guy, I think this guy is a little down. Wait until we begin, please. Are you ready, sir? Are you ready? Mamma mia, che roba. Dove l'hanno trovato questo qua?
Bella roba.
No, when we are together, it's perfect, all right. But the moment you go to one of us, go to one of us.
They Okay.
We should be ready.
We are ready. Yeah.
Yes,
I think so.
Yes.
To whom are you talking?
Okay.
Oh. Very
so would you say
difficult to answer all
chorus?
three
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Make the question. But that is something they invented. I was a very bad player, but I was a soccer player anyhow.
I think we have been soccer players. Yeah.
We
We
are
all
all
will be good
beautiful
players
soccer players.
if we continue, but we'll decide to change.
Well, I have to say,
Hello?
sorry.
Well, I think, after Jose, sickness, when he come back, he talked to us and he would like, then we will be together. And absolutely, it was such a joy for the three of us, and for Luciano and for me, just to see that Jose was already healthy and back singing. Then, of course, we didn't doubt for a second, It was it was magic, and we said we are going to do it, and we are going to have fun. And the circumstance of the World Cup, in Rome, everything helped, and we said, yes, let's do it. And we are so happy we did it, and we continue doing it.
Well, it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a wonderful challenge to be on stage with these two exceptional artists and these fantastic friends. And we have a fantastic time every time we have the opportunity to be together. And in every sense, in the artistic, professional side and personally, it's always a joy, and I consider myself very much privileged to be able to perform together with him, and now also with Jimmy Levine.
Oh, it's a pleasure from beginning to end. And I have had, fortunately, the pleasure of working with each one of them individually over many, many years. And I think I was very happy when they wanted to do this tour with me, because I thought maybe we would spark each other in a way that would communicate very strongly. And happily, that's been the case. And it's such a great tradition of artists performing outdoors, performing in large spaces, to try to awaken an involvement in a larger number of people. And if you could read the mail I get after one of these concerts, you would see right away what kind of a feeling there is. You have to really go and hear one yourself.
You ask me? Mm-hmm. You ask me what? Well, let's say then there is more people than they are informed of what is the world of opera. I am sure they will not be more than in the past in terms of being more in love. There are more people because the television brought the world of opera in the house of everybody, and now they have a bigger choice. So thank the television now are more in love. Is very difficult because the people who are in love of opera, they are always in love from the time of the great Caruso.
Actually, I think everybody's so, we communicate with each other so strongly that I don't think we feel very much about ego. But then, mostly I think for musicians, the problem with ego is you look at the genius composer and you play the music and you think, if I really work very hard and give everything I've got, maybe once in a while I might be able to approach something like what the composer imagined. So you stay humble very easily.
Well, I think that really the right approach for them is that, you know, sometimes they say that people cannot afford to go to the opera. That I sympathize a lot because there is a lot of people that really would like to go and they cannot afford to go. But there are some people that they certainly can afford, but they haven't been interesting because they haven't grown up with the need, with the feeling of it. So if people is scared of opera, I think that they should really try it because they will have a surprise. And of course, one halfway to go to a really complete opera is to come to one of these concerts. You know, I mean, we are having an orchestra with one of the greatest conductors of the world and a great friend that make music with the three of us. And we are just giving examples of what it is opera, some of the arias, and then we go into songs, you know, which they are familiar with them, and you will be surprised how many people, they really send us letters and say, thanks to the concert of the Three Tenors, I really love opera, you know, and it is a fact. It's a fact that many people has really discovered opera because of that. So I think that they just come because it's a social event, it is something that they want to be, and then they find a surprise and they really want to go to the opera.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All the best. Ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Prima puntata.
Yeah. Can we do something for the next interview? Can we make them these things are not? Can you see there? Can we put the figure higher, a cut higher of us? You know, you really don't need a genius to see them. They are. Mamma mia, che roba, ma da dove vengono questi qua?
Sono qui ufficiali.
Madonna.
Are we off in the moment?
Take away everything.
Yeah.
Dammi qualcosa. Ciccio, scusa.
No, prego.
Tu ci dov'è questo?
Ok.
Ciccia. Mi dai mi asciughi? Can you come closer? Why you have to see a piece of table like that?
Lei, tu vedi il monitor solo, ma la camera è la tua è più close up, perché sono due.
La camera che la prende lei quando parla.
But even yours.
This one is
It's good and it's coming close, but you cannot see it on the monitor. So this is the monitor.
Camera hat keine Monitor.
Yeah, yeah. This camera has no monitor.
No monitor.
Doesn't matter. Basta.
Ja.
Hello?
Cut, cut.
Ja, nicht von Herr Schick.
Bene, bravo, vedi. Se che me lo fa vedere mi pettino bene.
Are any of these live or are they all tape?
We're listening to two different voices.
Io sento due persone.
See,
Anche tu?
we hear 3 or 4 people there. There is a conference. Hello?
Hello? Okay. Good morning.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Do you hear something? No. No, nothing. Good. Yes. Oh, no, it's fine with me. I only don't want to keep looking at the camera if I don't have to. Thanks. When we're on, let me know. Okay.
Actually, I think a lot more people are listening to opera now.
I think that's true. I find that but I think there's a lot of, well, there's some.
Ciao.
Hello.
Ciao, ciao.
Hello? Hello, Matthias. Hello.
Einen schönen guten Abend.
Hello.
Guten Abend.
Good morning. Hello? Oh. Hello?
Thank you.
Grazie.
Grazie.
Questo per te, Luciano.
This for me, this?
To whom is directing the question?
Yeah, well, the question, well, you say in these preambulos of presentation to your Notre Dame, then is the best in the world. And so why not being there? You introduced it very well before. Besides, we have following the organizer, then they always choose very well. Mr. Hoffman and Mr. Rudas, they have always done good things together, and they are doing probably the best now coming to Houston.
It's a difference for sure. But I think that the message that an artist has to try to deliver is exactly the same. Doesn't matter if you sing for a few hundred people in a recital in a classic concert hall, or you sing for 100,000 in a large venue or an open air concert. The message should be always to try to communicate with the audience, to try to bring to the audience the kind of feelings, the kind of emotions you have inside through the instrument that your voice is. So more is, of course, is different,
Sorry.
but for sure, at the end of the day, I think the message is the same.
I don't hear anything.
Abbiamo perduti?
To whom was directed the question? Hello?
What? What is the question? Do you repeat, please? Hello? We have lost you. Yes. Well, my dear, if you say something like that, you make me touch wood, because why should that be the last concert? We love very much to do this concert. I think we love this concert as much audience love this concert, and they are doing very much. So why should be this one the last? Of course, is the best, like we say before, but why can't be the last?
I can't hear them at all.
Can you
It's
hear
the
me?
last of the tour. It's the last of this tour.
The last of this tour.
Is the last of this tour.
Of this tour.
Oh yes, of this part of the first paper.
First page.
First page of the
First
paper.
page, very important.
Parla con te o con me?
Non lo so.
Well,
With whom
we
you
don't
have
really
to
hear
direct
very
the
well, but
question to
you have to
someone,
say
you
the,
know.
the word, the name before, please, because it's already difficult to hear through the satellite.
Well,
Is the question to whom?
we are 5 gentlemen, Maestro Levine, Mr. Hoffman,
Hello.
Maestro Pavarotti, Maestro Domingo, and myself.
Yeah, so it's please.
We are happy to answer, but we should know to whom the question is addressed.
Yes. Yes. Certainly, we hope so. You know, I mean, this is the last concert of this world tour, and we have, of course, the, the World Cup in '98 in Paris, which is a tradition. You know, we started in '90 in Rome. We continue '94 in Los Angeles, and we certainly, if we are in good health and we are on this planet, we certainly are going to do the 98th World Cup. So, you know, the other things that are unpredictable. We don't know yet what it's going to be. But of course, this is the last concert of this world tour, you know, which we started in Tokyo in the 29th of June of this current year, 96. And the last one, it will be the 16th of March in Houston. So this is the last one of this world tour, yes. We lost
Pronto?
everything. Hello?
No, I just hear Plácido. We don't hear the other.
Hello? Hello? You know, we have the best acousticians. You know, all the concerts we have had really a great results with the acoustics. So we are not concerned at all. You know, I mean, of course, it's a wonderful place. You know, the Astrodome. I have been there watching some baseball games, and you know, I am confident. You know, confident that it's going to be no problem at all with the acoustics. You know, we have the best people, and they are going to accommodate for the acoustics of the Astrodome.
Well, if you are kind enough to repeat the question.
Yes, you should say the name before, so we will prepare. Not
no,
at the end.
I answer with pleasure, but I didn't got 100% of the question. I beg your pardon. Yes, sir. Well, if I understood well the question, we are three tenors that we are singing in the opera house. It is our main activity still. Mr. Pavarotti singing in Vienna at the present Andrea Chenier. I'm singing tonight, this evening, I'm singing Verdi's Tifelio. Mr. Domingo is performing at the Met and in Washington at the moment. So we are essentially, basically, opera singers. Sometimes we sing a kind of concerts for larger venues, for even open air or larger venues where we can reach a much more heterogenic type of audience. And in this line, we had the possibility, we had the idea to sing the three of us together. This is what we did, and this is what we enjoyed very much, very much to do. If there are some people in the classic opera circuit or that they think that this is not the correct thing to do, we are very sorry. We respect every opinion. We highly respect, I would say, every opinion. But this is the opinion of a few people compared to the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, I said this without any arrogance, that are following us in our concerts, in our recordings, in our TV programs, etc. So we are, again, let me tell you, basically opera singers, classic opera singers, that sometimes we cross this barrier and we go to this much more large type of audience event, then I think at the end of the day is a rather positive thing to do.
Hello. Well, there is one big difference First of all, these concerts, they are not recorded. They are not put in video. We just sing for the people that they are sitting in the audience and nothing else than that, except probably one shot on television. And that is a big difference, because we are talking about something that is more a tour, with nothing else than that, with no recording, with nothing else, and there is, the benefit is for us, finally, because we always make benefit from here, from there, and we will still go on to make benefit, but this one has this characteristic, is for our benefit. The other difference is, I don't see other difference, because we enjoy more. That can be a difference. We are enjoying, and more and more and more. With the Maestro Levine, and he's coming with us, and he's driving these three crazy horses. We really have incredible time, very hot time, like Jimmy says sometimes.
Really hot.
Very hot.
Oh, it's a pleasure from beginning to end. It's first of all, we worked so often together. That is, not the three of them together with me, but separately, and we know each other so well that I think the chemistry and the interaction that we have, the way we work together, is even more communicative and more exciting in a way than if we were only one. Also, a very important thing about this whole tour is that when we perform in an opera house for an actual opera performance, this is one kind of thing. But you see, I think, if I may partly reply to an earlier question, I think people don't understand sometimes that the tradition of musicians communicating with an ever larger audience goes way, way back. It's things like Toscanini was persuaded very late in his life to conduct an orchestra expressly for radio. Leopold Stokowski made the famous film Fantasia, which so many generations of kids use. They fell in love with music through this. And Heifetz, I remember playing a lot of his own arrangements of popular songs as encores when he played stadiums like Lewiston Stadium in New York. And I just think there seems to be occasionally from a real opera fan the feeling that somehow we water something down when we perform separate arias and we sing also songs. But I think all four of us feel so strongly that it's exactly the contrary, that people who do not already spend a large amount of time in the opera house are drawn to it by this connection between one singer communicating, two or three singers communicating, excerpts of operas which are in various styles not far at all from the song repertoire. And I just think someone would really have to go to one of these concerts to feel what an incredible communication there is. And the mail that I receive after one of these concerts shows me that what Jose said a moment ago is very, very true. That people somehow can enter a whole world this way. They understand what is a tenor. They understand what is the risk and the challenge and the thrill of this voice range, of this repertoire, and of something that simply wouldn't happen with any other combination. I think handling the three guys at once is really not a problem because they interact with each other so well. And as I say, the four of us have more experience together perhaps than any other singers and conductor in this period of time, I'm happy to say.
Buenos días. Encantado. Bueno, es muy interesante el saber que los hispanos parlantes en esta gran nación pasan los 20 millones, ya, o sea, sobrepasan los 20 millones por mucho, o sea que es una parte importantísima, importantísima, más del 10% de los Estados Unidos son de habla hispana. Así es que es importantísimo para nosotros el saber que en el Astrodome en este 16 de marzo habrá muchísimas personas hispanoparlantes, por lo tanto sabemos también que dentro del repertorio también hemos considerado aquellos que, pues como además 2/3 de los 3 tenores, o vamos a decir el 50% de la compañía somos de hispanos también, siendo españoles José y yo, desde luego que hemos pensado en darle gusto y satisfacción al público que habla español, ya lo creo que sí.
Y Luciano tiene un acento español que ya quisiéramos mucho de nosotros.
Claro que sí.
Claro que sí. Miau.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. To whom was the question?
To Mr. Domingo.
Aha.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Of course, yes. We are going to, considering that there is a lot of people that speak Spanish, we will have certain surprises for them.
Mexican.
And, we do all sing in Spanish. I mean, not only Jose and me, but
we will
Luciano
sing one
also
in
sings in
Mexican.
Spanish. That much we can advance, absolutely.
And even Mexican. Ciao. Ciao everybody. Ciao maestro.
Thank
Ciao
you.
Plácido.
Ciao.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Ciao.
Good
Thank
evening.
you.
Good evening to everybody.
In bocca
Ciao.
al lupo,
Bye-bye.
José. Ciao,
Crepe il
Luciano.
lupo.
Gracias,
Ciao, Jimmy.
Pronto.
Anche a
See you
te.
soon.
Bocca al lupo
Okay.
anche a te. Crepe il lupo.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Jimmy.
Ciao Jimmy.
Bye.
Ciao, bello.
Alle scutte.
Ciao.
Wiedersehen.
Oh, between us?
No, between
Among us?
us we are very well.
It's done. No, Mr. Hoffman.
No, Mr. Carreras. Stay here, stay here. Stay. Yeah. Yeah, we have to go. Ciao,
Yeah, hi.
Michael.
Hi,
Yeah.
Michael. How are you? Okay.
Yes,
Benito.
yes.
Okay.
Everything is
Bene.
done?
Everything is finished? Hello? Big kiss to everybody, say everything is finished.
Are we finished or we have something else, Michael? Aha.
Yeah.
Who is the press? Are you the press?
Okay. Wonderful.
No, really, I have to apologize.
you
I
might-
have a performance in 1.5 hours.
Oh, it will be the best.
And look how I look with a tie.
It will be the best. Quick, make a question to...
Yes, please,
Quick.
be kind enough.
Quick. I don't understand anything. We don't hear well. Not
Yeah.
well. It's a
Y-
kind of
Are you
echo.
asking me that... Well, you're absolutely right. It was supposed to be performed, but I never had a commitment, a firm commitment or a contract for such concert. And that's why I was not able to come, because I had another previous commitment in Europe. And then, kindly enough, and because of friendship to the organizers and to myself, Mr. Domingo did it, and we all appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I have to say, it's not so much the challenge. The challenge for me comes more from a complete sustained opera. In this case, what I feel is a tremendous fun, a tremendous buoyancy, because we have the chance in this kind of a concert to play arias, play songs, connect the way of communicating with a large number of people who don't spend their that kind of time in the opera house, and we try to draw them into something that we love very much. If you read my mail, you'll see how successful that is in terms of people being communicated with so strongly that they're then drawn to come into the world we usually inhabit. I would say it's really a privilege and a great satisfaction to work with these three guys together after nearly 25, 30 years of working with them extensively separately. Challenge, I think, is, in this case, to be able that they can communicate in their own individual way, so that there's a general excitement which comes from being a tenor, from all the things that have to do with the emotion, with the range, with the risk. And I think as they are all tenors, but all different, as different from one another as they could be, that's where the challenge is, but also where the satisfaction is.
Not true. You have to sing for everybody.
I tell you, actually, the intention is something different, which is, I refer to the way Caruso, for example, sang originally arias on the very earliest recordings, the way Stokowski made this film of Fantasia, which was so thrilling for generations of kids, and very rarely a complete piece involved in that. The way Toscanini, even late in his life, was invited to conduct a radio orchestra in which the demands of this, the rigor of this, was in many ways dealing with short pieces and excerpts in addition to longer things. I think when you have the possibility to excite a new audience with some kind of harmonic language that they can relate to music they already know, then the involvement in longer things comes very naturally for some people. And I suppose I find the program these guys do is incredibly generous. They sing at least as much as they would in a really strenuous opera roll. Everything they sing is a highlight in a way. And in our culture, when you consider the way we now can chapter CDs, and we can, when I was a kid, you could see a singer come on television, on Ed Sullivan Show, whatever, and sing arias. I think in this sort of a situation, the only way you could produce longer scenes is if they interacted with other singers, as there's almost nothing really written for 2 or 3 tenors together. And I think the format for this is very much their own and very probably the ideal one, as long as over time some of the pieces change to others so that they remain stimulated, and so that there's a challenge in that kind of a program from that point of view, as well as that the the recovery time you need for after one of those concerts, the singer, that is at least as great as for one of the most monstrous long opera rolls.
Please.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Ciao.
In bocca al lupo, José.
Ciao, ciao.
Adios. Adios.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, Ciccio. Bocca al lupo,
Boca.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the future is going to be as long we enjoy each other, as long the audience are coming to hear us with interest like they are doing now. I think it will be a sacrilege not going on. Very obviously, the concert that we are going in Houston is the last one, because we have to make a break before 98, when in Paris probably we will sing the Three Tenors together again, and that it will be a rest. But in the future, I never know. You say then the first year in 1990, I say then it was very difficult to be together after. Instead, we did incredible, beautiful thing in Los Angeles, and I think we reached on television 1.5 billion people at that night. It was an incredible production out of Rome, because Rome did have a beautiful scenery by himself. Mr. Rudess make a beautiful presentation in Los Angeles, and after that now we are here with Mr. Hoffman and Mr. Rudess working together and going on, I hope, until we go on, and we will enjoy. Hello?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I think that we are all built differently. I think that you carry the weight according to your shoulders. You know? So I don't know. I enjoyed very much working. I have a capacity to work, you know. The only thing now and then, I mean, I am somebody that very rarely cancelled. I have an average of cancellation like every 1.5 years I cancel one performance, something like that. Unfortunately, last week I have a cold and I have to cancel one of the Carmens at the Metropolitan. But otherwise, really...
You are already fit for 2 years.
Yes, I am really fit. I hope so. Really, the work really invigorates me, you know, and I think that energy produces more energy. And I really loved working, you know. And I mean, in the case of the Three Tenors, really the interacting, the great feeling of hearing my two colleagues and being inspired by, you know, by Maestro Levine and the orchestra, it gives me a special kind of a strength. And I think that we feel at our best when we are performing together. So we're certainly looking forward for the last concert of this world tour, you know, both two concerts, Miami and Houston, you know, so that will be in the month of March. And we will love to be, I know that it's a great enthusiasm, you know, right now in Miami, and with all the Spanish people, Hispanic speaking people, you know, it will be really, really extraordinary to be there in Miami. We are looking forward.
Well, first of all, like I say before, we always follow what our organizer, Mr. Hoffman and Mr. Rudas, are doing, because they always are picking up beautiful places for us. I think Miami, are you hearing me? Hello? I lost you, anyhow. Hello? Are you hearing me? Very good. So, saying that we always are very happy for our organizer, even more coming to Miami. Miami is the place where I make my debut. Don't forget, in 1965, I will never forget that. American debut in 1965, it was in Miami. And you can imagine how is my feeling when I'm coming to this city. It's always beautiful memory, beautiful conquer that we have done in the past, and we try to do in the present, because our profession is try to conquer everything when we are singing. It's always a conquer. Probably that is the beauty of our profession. But thank you very much. You know how is my feeling when I'm coming to Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, there is a song, Miami, Miami, no?
If there is something special, you have to send it to us so that we can prepare it with enough time, please. We have a Japanese song.
In Japanese.
Yes.
Very
we have
well
a Japanese song in Tokyo, and we prepare it just in in about 48 hours. So please, if there is something special for Miami, send it right away, please.
Miami on the beach. Da 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 da.
Actually, what we have is apart from original orchestrations, when we're dealing with some kinds of music, we have medley instrumentations are by Lalo Schifrin, and they're wonderful. They're very, when you write accompaniment for voices, one of the most tricky and fascinating aspects is when to double the melody. That is, when the singer should have the voice reinforced or the timbre somehow mixed with instruments. And Lalo seems to have a fabulous feel for this, so that just like the great opera composers who wrote sometimes nothing in the orchestra except atmosphere, harmony, color, etc., rhythm, and in other cases for variety and for the instinctive mixture of vocal playing on an instrument, there are doublings. Then there's some wonderful Henry Mancini arrangements also. And for the most part, what I guess all artists do with arrangements is you explain what you want, then you work with the arranger on it, and when you sing it, once in a blue moon, really, you might have to reject one in practice. But for the most part, you can either adjust it or improve it or use it as it is. And we've been very fortunate in that respect, because there's a very large variety of styles that were orchestrated for this. And a preponderance, perhaps, of Italian and Spanish pieces for every good reason, but also other things. I don't hear you anymore. Do you hear me? Oh, I'm sorry.
New York.
New York ist er noch?
Ja, die Dame.
Ah ja, genau.
Was? Zum Bleistift. Zum Bleistift. Dann heißt es, was macht der in Wien?
Ja,
Der hat ja keinen Dialekt.
Richtig. sollte so ein Dialekt als Wien. Richtiger Schwarz.
Ist schön Bild. Wir könnten es auch leicht absegeln. Kommen lassen und wieder gehen lassen. Ja. Übers Telefon gesteuert.
Genau.
Und wenn er dann weiter, dann gibt das Nachfall weiter. Ach so. Das ist ja ein schweres Messing, das kann er gar nicht weitergeben. Yes, please. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Sound is fine from here.
Let's see which one fits.
I can hardly hear you, David. Yes, hello, New York.
Too long, eh?
Okay, we can hear each other. Now, what do we want to change?
Leider gut gewesen.
This is a teeny tiny.
Fünf sind New York, Washington DC, Houston, Miami, Wien.
Ja, was? Oh mein Gott.
Siehst du mal, wie weit du in der Welt umeinander kommst. Schlagartig. Frag den Pavarotti und nicht mich. Ich komme nicht weiter wie bis zum jeweiligen HKR aus.
Ich hab's halt daheim, aber das mitgefühlt sogar.
Was? Du siehst dich selber? Wie du sitzt und zählst?
Washington DC. Siege. Ah, Wahnsinn, jetzt kann ich was trinken gehen.
3/4 Sitzprobe. Werner. Was heißt Sitzprobe? Verkabelterweise?